Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. And I'm here today with the 20th installment of my Thrift Store Haul series, which is just crazy. But I have another stack of books and movies to share with you guys. 6 books, they are all tied together because they all happen to be media tie-in books. And then I have 7 DVDs and a whopping 5 Blu-rays. Now, don't get me wrong, these 5 Blu-rays I found like once a week over the past like 3 months, but I'm stacking them all together in this one video as all of the Blu-rays I found recently from the thrift store. So excited to share with you guys another stack here from my local thrift store. So if you guys have a second, if you could please hit that like button, that engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into episode 20 of my Thrift Store Haul series. So as usual, I will start off with the books, and then we'll move over to the DVDs, and then wrap it up with the Blu-rays. But the first one up here, like I said, these are all media tie-in related, and this first one is related to a television show that, honestly, I didn't love this show, but my grandmother did. She was a huge fan of this. I always talk about Murder, She Wrote. She loved Murder, She Wrote, but she also loved Diagnosis Murder. And this is called The Waking Nightmare, written by Lee Goldberg, who, as far as I know, Lee Goldberg wrote all of the Diagnosis Murder books, but this, of course, is just going to be a cozy mystery, but set in the medical field because it's following the characters of the TV show Diagnosis Murder. So yeah, this was always, like I said, not my favorite show that she would watch, but one that is just super nostalgic for me because it was one of her favorites. So yeah, because of that, I found it at the thrift store. I figured, why not pick it up? I've enjoyed the Murder, She Wrote novels I've read, so maybe I will like this one as well, even though typically I just don't love medical stuff. So like Grey's Anatomy in my book is like the worst thing ever because my wife is obsessed with it and I hate that show. But anyway, this one I did enjoy better than Grey's Anatomy, that's for sure, because it's funny. So Diagnosis Murder, The Waking Nightmare by Lee Goldberg, and this is book number 4 in that series, but I'm guessing much like the Murder, She Wrote books, are probably going to be all standalone, so I could read this one at any time. So the first one up today is Diagnosis Murder, media tie-in book, The Waking Nightmare, written by Lee Goldberg. Next up is a fun one because it's a novelization of a remake, and so this is King Kong, of course, based on the Peter Jackson King Kong film. So this one is written by Christopher Golden, based on the screenplay by Fran Walsh, Philippa Boyens, and Peter Jackson, based on the story by Marion C. Cooper and Edgar Wallace, who of course did the original King Kong. So I have no idea how this one's going to be, but I will point out, like, look how thick this is, which is crazy because the original novelization to King Kong is like, the audiobook is like 4 hours long. Like, it is super short. And so this one would be much, much longer if it was in audiobook form. But yeah, I figured this would be a fun one because I'd never seen it before in the wild. So I picked it up. So yeah, we'll see if this one is any good or not. Christopher Golden has written a ton of novelizations that I have in my collection. So hopefully that means that he's good at what he does. We will see. So the novelization to Peter Jackson's King Kong, written by Christopher Golden. These last 4 books are actually all related as well because they're all Tom Clancy themed. And so this first one here is the novelization to Act of Valor. So why this movie was so memorable to me is because it was one of like the first mainstream films, at least that I'm aware of, that was shot entirely on like a DSLR. I think it was on, I'm going to forget now, a Canon 5D Mark II. I might be making that up. I don't know. But it was on a DSLR. So that was just interesting. And so that's why this movie always intrigued me. And so I figured, yeah, why not grab the novelization of this? It's going to be, you know, Tom Clancy style book, even though it's not written by Tom Clancy. He is credited here, Tom Clancy Presents. So yeah, we'll see if this one's any good or not. This is written by Kurt Johnstad, and the screenplay is written by Kurt Johnstad. The novelization is written by Dick Couch and George Galdorissi, I believe. So 2 writers on this one. So I have no idea if this is going to be any good or not, but at least it fits in the same like style because it's one of those large oversized trade paperbacks. So we'll see how this one is. Act of Valor, written by Dick Couch and George Galdorissi. These next 3 are also all Tom Clancy Presents, like I already mentioned, but these are all based on video games, which is just really fun. Actually, if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you might remember that I picked up the Tom Clancy Splinter Cell series of books last year, and I think I have the whole thing for that. And then I also think I have The Division, because there's a couple of books based on the Division video game. This one, though, is based on a real-time strategy game. This is End War: The Hunted. So this one is actually the sequel book to the original novelization of the game. And you can see all of them are listed here. Like, there's also Tom Clancy's Hawks, which is another video game. And then End War series, which there are only the 2 listed. And then Splinter Cell has a handful listed there. So, yeah, I mean, that's just cool. So I had to grab this one, another one. They're all in this, like, oversized, this tall trade paperback, which honestly is not my favorite to read, but I think they look good on the shelf, so, you know, that's fine, I guess. So, yeah, we'll see if this one is any good or not. I've actually never played this game before, but I've always been intrigued by the idea of it. So we're going to check out Tom Clancy's End War: The Hunted, and I'm like 95% certain I have the original already in my collection, so I have to read that one first, of course. And the final 2 books are both based off of the Ghost Recon games. And so the first one here is just Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. This is written by David Michaels. And then book number 3 in that series, which is Choke Point. And that one is written by Peter Tellep, another media tie-in author that I have quite a number of in my collection. But yeah, so this is book 1 and book 3. And again, much like End War, I am fairly certain I have book 2 already, just from like a random thrift store haul in the past. And so yeah, I think I have all 3 of these. And I don't know if this is the last one or not. It's the last one listed, but of course it is because it's the most recent book. What I think is interesting is that it says here, first time in print. So that leads me to believe that maybe this was originally released as an ebook and then it was popular enough that it ended up getting a printed copy. You can see this one's kind of gross on the side there, but I don't care. Totally readable. So yeah, I don't know. I own a ton of Ghost Recon games and I've always liked the ones I played. So I figured this will probably be a really good, fun book series to read. So Ghost Recon and book number 3, Ghost Recon Choke Point, written by who was it? David Michaels and Peter Tellep. So those were the last 2 books I've picked up recently. So let's jump on over to the DVDs next. First up is just a random one, but it had Hilary Duff in it, and I remember this from when I was younger. My sister used to watch it. This is Casper Meets Wendy. So this is just fun. Casper, of course, like who doesn't love the movie Casper? That was such a favorite of mine growing up. And then you add some, Hilary Duff action in there too. What's not to love here? So one thing I'll point out, this is the full frame edition, but I did look, and this was a TV movie, so that is the correct aspect ratio for this film. So yeah, really looking forward to revisiting this. I always enjoyed it when I was younger. Like I said, I remember watching it with my sister. So yeah, we'll see if this one holds up at all. Casper Meets Wendy with Hilary Duff. Sticking with family-related films here, we have the Flintstones Yabba Dabba 2-pack. So this is really fun because it has the original Flintstones and then the sequel, Viva Rock Vegas. So I was such a big fan of the original Flintstones growing up, and we actually watched it not too terribly long ago, and it still holds up. Like, it's a funny, well-made movie. Now, the sequel, well, I've seen that like once, many years ago, and I honestly just don't remember liking it all that much, but I figured, this is just a cool way to have both of them in the collection. Now, I might already have the original, but this is, the 2-pack, so it's a space saver, so if I do, I'll just go ahead and get rid of that one. But yeah, I really like the original, and then, well, the sequel exists, so I thought this was a fun one to add to the collection. So, the Flintstones Yabba Dabba 2-pack with the original and Viva Rock Vegas, another one for the family collection. I have another white boxed old school Disney movie here. I think I had this in, I don't know, I've been filming a lot of videos lately because I'm getting ready to go on vacation, so I don't remember exactly what video it was in, but it was probably Thrift Store Haul number 19. But this is My Favorite Martian, and this is such an awesome find. I've never seen this one before, but I mean, look at that cast. Jeff Daniels and Christopher Lloyd, like, what? How have I not seen this? This looks incredible, and it just looks like it's going to be so much fun. And so, yeah, definitely had to grab this one. Was really excited to find it. And this is another one, obviously a family film, and the disc actually looks good, which is shocking because typically 9 times out of 10, when I'm at the thrift store, if it's anything that's aimed at like a family audience or younger, the disc is just destroyed. But fortunately, I've been pretty lucky lately. So, My Favorite Martian with just an awesome cast that I cannot wait to check out. Next up is one that I know I've seen this one, but it has been so long, I just don't remember much about it. But this is Joe Somebody with Tim Allen. So I was such a gigantic Home Improvement fan when I was younger, and so I would check out anything with Tim Allen in it. And this was one that, like I said, I'm certain I've watched this, I just don't remember much about it. And what's also cool, a very young Hayden Panettiere is in this one as his daughter. So yeah, this is like a movie, I think it's about our main character, Tim Allen, gets like bullied bullied by somebody in front of his daughter, so then he decides, you know, he's not going to take it anymore and tries to fight back. So it's a comedy, obviously made for the whole family, so should be really fun. Oh, Jim Belushi is in this one as well, so yeah, we'll see. This looks like a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to revisit it and see if it, you know, if anything kind of jogs my memory as I'm watching through it. But this screenshot here of him sitting on the cooler, like, that is super familiar to me. That's why I know I've seen this one. It's just been years and years now. So really looking forward to revisiting Joe Somebody with Hayden Panettiere, Jim Belushi, and Tim Allen. Next up is an Arnold Schwarzenegger film that I've not seen before, but looks like it's probably going to be a lot of fun. This is Collateral Damage in a snapper case at that, which is always cool. That's just awesome. Anyway, so this one, I guess, is about this, like, terrorist plot that ends up killing Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife and child, I guess. And so then he's trying to get revenge as, like, a one-man army, which, obviously, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, yeah, should be a fun one. I cannot wait to check this one out. There's so many Arnold movies that are out there that I just have not seen, and this is one of those. So I need to correct that. Collateral Damage with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This next one is a movie that I absolutely love. Frankly, I should own this on Blu-ray just because it's so great, but whatever. I have it on DVD now, so that's good. This is one of the greatest Thanksgiving movies ever made, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I remember watching this one a ton when I was younger because my uncle, I've talked about this before, he had Batman and he had Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and a couple of other things, but like those were the ones I remember watching. This one I would never just like stick in. I would always put in Batman, but my dad and mom would put this one on a lot when they were up north. And so yeah, this was just a fun one to watch, and it's just so like heartfelt. Genuine characters in this. It's just such a great movie. John Candy, Steve Martin. It doesn't get much better than this. So one of my favorites, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Speaking of movies I used to watch when I was younger, I vividly remember watching this movie and just bawling my eyes out. This is Nicolas Cage and Meg Ryan in, oh, just one of the best songs ever. This is City of Angels, and that Goo Goo Dolls song for this film is just amazing. Like, I am such a mark for that. I love it so much. So yeah, this is just an excellent movie, and it took many years. It's been years now since I've known, but this is actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken now, I think it's based off of Wings of Desire, which is in the Criterion Collection. It's actually over in my Criterion Collection. I just haven't watched it yet, but yeah, so really looking forward to revisiting this one because it has been a couple decades, I think, since I've watched this. But yeah, just that Goo Goo Doll song, like, it always makes me emotional because I remember this movie and love it so much. So City of Angels with Nick Cage and Meg Ryan, just a great one that I've always enjoyed. So that's the last DVD. So now let's wrap this up by talking about the Blu-rays I found recently. First up is another one for the family collection, and this one looks like a lot of fun. Mr. Peabody and Sherman, of course, based on the old the cartoon, the old TV series, and like I love the animation style on this. This is from DreamWorks, and it just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, this does say Blu-ray DVD, but shockingly enough, it only comes with the Blu-ray, which like never happens. So they must have kept the DVD, which is, like I said, just the opposite of what always happens. So yeah, though it's not 100% complete, it has the Blu-ray, which is really all that matters to me. So yeah, very happy that I was able to find this one at the thrift store for, again, 50 cents. You can't go wrong. So Mr. Peabody rather, and Sherman is the first Blu-ray I found. This next one I've actually seen at Big Lots over the past couple of years, but it was always on DVD, and for whatever reason, I just never picked it up. But this one is Whiskey Tango Foxtrot with Tina Fey. So I don't know the director on this. For some reason, I thought Tina Fey directed, but she does not. It's directed by Glenn Ficarri and John Requa, which I probably know their movies. I just don't know their names. But yeah, I have no idea. It looks like a war movie, but it's Tina Fey, so it's going to be funny. And on the front, it says Tina Fey will make you laugh till it hurts. So I don't know, like, I have no clue really what this is about. I do remember seeing the trailers for it, but I just don't recall what the trailers, like, portrayed this film to be about. So, yeah, we'll see. It is a comedy about finding yourself in the most unlikely of places. So, yeah, we'll see if this one is any good or not. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Oh, it's like WTF. Okay, I get it now. I get it. Here's one I always remember walking past when I worked at Family Video and thinking to myself, you should watch that because it has Michael Cera, and I've always enjoyed Michael Cera. This is Youth in Revolt. So another one that I don't know a ton about, but I guess it's a coming-of-age comedy, and Michael Cera's in it, so it's probably going to be pretty funny. It looks like there's on the back here it says sex, laughs, and malice. So yeah, we'll see if it's any fun or not. But I always enjoyed the trailer for this one because I believe like Cera is playing all these different roles and just kind of being, I don't know, making things difficult for the people around him. So looks like it should be a heck of a lot of fun. So Youth in Revolt. We'll see if this one is any good or not. This next comedy has two very divisive actors in it with Russell Brand and Jonah Hill. This is Get Him to the Greek. So I'll be honest, I am a gigantic Jonah Hill fan. I think he is just absolutely hilarious in everything he does. Russell Brand, I have not actually seen him do a ton of stuff, but I did like him in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I thought he was good in that. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I've seen him in other than like the old Katy Perry docu-pic, whatever biopic that she did. But other than that, that's the only other thing I've seen him in. So I have no idea how I really feel about him. But yeah, we'll see if this one is any good or not. Looks like a lot of fun. If I'm not mistaken, I think Russell Brand plays this like musician, and then Jonah Hill is his manager trying to get him from place to place. So yeah, should be enjoyable because I tend to laugh at almost every comedy. So I'm sure I'll probably enjoy this one. Get Him to the Greek with Russell Brand and Jonah Hill. So the last one for today's video is a sequel to a movie that I bought, I don't know, sometime last year, and I've just been looking for the sequel ever since. This is Now You See Me 2 with this awesome lenticular cover. So there they are. The cards go in the air and they're gone. Amazing. Like, I love lenticulars, and this one's a lot of fun. So yeah, this should be a really fun movie. I enjoyed the first one quite a bit. Of course, this is about a group of magicians. The first one, if I'm not mistaken, they were like pulling off a heist, and that was just a lot of fun to watch. So I'm expecting more of the same here with just some kind of thrills and really cool magic because I'm such a nerd. I love magic. But yeah, my sister's seen this one and she really enjoyed it, but I haven't checked it out yet, so I definitely will soon. So Now You See Me 2 is the last one for the 20th edition of my Thrift Store Haul series. Alright, so there they are. 5 Blu-rays, 7 DVDs, and 6 media tie-in books, all for 50 cents each at my local thrift store. Like, that is just amazing. And so I thought that's a really fun haul, and I cannot wait to start diving into some of those. But I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Is there anything in this stack that you've read or watched that you recommend me put to the top of the list? Like, is Now You See Me 2 any better than the original? Let me know what your thoughts are on that. And anything else you might be thinking. I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. So thank you so much for all that support down there. As always, guys, if you did enjoy this one, please give it a like down below. That engagement really does help me out. And like I always say, as proven by this video, I talk all things media. Be it books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, well, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.